I'm just like you, you're just like me. We can't stop watching these movies. Is it a curse? No, it's a dream come true. Yes, I'm a Barbie girl like you. Hey, everybody, I'm Kevin,
And I'm Briana.
and you're listening to Barbie, the Princess, and the Podcast, a chronological deep dive into the fever dream that is the Barbie cinematic universe. And today, we're talking about the second movie in the Barbie lineup, and that is Barbie as Rapunzel. And out of the two original movies, I think this is the one that we watched a lot more than
Yeah.
Barbie and the Nutcracker.
Yeah, it is. For whatever reason, maybe because we weren't into the ballet and Nutcracker or yeah, I don't know. This one kind of stood out and we watched it over and over.
Yeah. Yeah, so after a month off of watching the Barbie live action movie, we're back with your regularly scheduled Barbie movies. Why don't we hop right into it? Right off the bat, I think, especially compared to some of the later movies, the animal sidekicks, at least for Barbie, don't really get on my nerves very much. I think at at
Yeah.
at worst they're kind of just there, and usually I feel like they're better than that in this movie.
I know. It was weird. I almost felt like the animal sidekicks annoyed me more when I was a kid. And like I remember us kind of making fun of them. And now I'm watching it back. It's like they're not that bad.
Yeah, and now we have hindsight to know what comes later, and the
Yeah,
animal
true.
sidekicks that we get as a kid. This is what we had.
Yeah.
Nutcracker. There wasn't really any animal sidekicks, and then here, this is kind of our first introduction to
Mhm.
the animal sidekicks. So
Mhm.
that was
Yeah.
nice because I feel
Yeah.
like it only goes downhill.
It's true. Um going back a bit, I got to say the opening credits again were A+. Plus. The It was like you start off in a painting studio and the opening credits are all painterly. There's a moment when it's like POV, you're a pencil about to be sharpened and you're just like
Yeah,
traveling through like into the pencil sharpener. It's very creative and very fun.
they did a good
Um
job with the opening credits on these movies
yeah,
because they're
yeah,
real
and
movies.
again, yeah, right. Shout out to the London Symphony Orchestra again for providing the music.
Yeah,
And the music slaps. It's really
it's
good.
good. Yeah, it is really
Yeah,
good.
it's very nostalgic for me watching that back. It was like transported back instantly when I heard the music.
Yeah. Another thing I noticed that I don't think I noticed as a kid is that the setup of both of these movies are basically the same. They use like the exact same setup of, oh, Kelly's got a problem, Barbie's got to help her, and then they sit
Yep.
down and talk about this fairy tale. Like
Hmm.
it's the exact same.
Yeah, it gives her a little hour long pep talk or
Yeah.
however long these movies are.
This one's longer. This one's about 10 minutes longer
Oh.
than Nutcracker
Hmm.
is, which surprised me. I
Yeah,
thought that
me
they go
too.
longer on the first one, but I guess not.
Yeah. So Barbie this time is teaching Kelly how to paint because Kelly is very frustrated and can't do it.
Why can't Barbie just do it for me? Come on. Just come on.
Yeah. Also,
Just paint for me.
she's an amazing artist.
Well,
Like she's
I mean, she's like a
painting this
god at
ocean.
most things, it
Yeah, yeah, she's
seems.
good at everything. I'm so jealous.
Yeah. Yeah, she is pretty good. She's got yeah, all this artwork in here. And then Kelly's gotta do that, right?
Well, yeah, no wonder Kelly's feeling like she doesn't even want to start when she's comparing herself to Barbie.
Yeah, with all of the artwork just sitting on the walls and the floors and all these
Yeah,
places.
she's like, why do I even try?
Yeah, it's hard to live up. It's hard to live up to
Yeah,
Barbie.
so true.
So yeah, it follows the exact same setup of Kelly has problem, Barbie's got to help her, and here's this fairy tale, but this time it is Rapunzel. We get introduced to those animal sidekicks pretty early on. I will say that that Hobie himself, the rabbit, while he's not annoying, I find him fine personality wise. His model looks, I describe it as very old and tired. Like
Yeah, that's a great description. Maybe
he
that's what they were going for.
yeah, he just looks exhausted with
Yeah.
life.
He's got these like, I don't know if it's eye bags or shadows under his eyes. Like it's probably from all the stress he's going through, but
Yeah,
he does not look well.
no. And then we also have Penelope the dragon,
Yeah, she's got beautiful mascara as
as always. Yep,
always.
yep.
Yeah. She's like purple and pretty big. She's like human tall. She's as tall as a human
Well, you
and
know,
then
she is a
wide.
dragon. Yeah, she is pretty wide, as you'll see in a couple of
She's
spots throughout the
thick.
movie. Yeah, not as big as her father though. Her father
No.
is huge.
As big as the daddy dragon.
Yeah. So then, of course, we have Rapunzel, who is a painter as well in this movie, and she's trying to hide her painting from Gothel, who has locked her up in this house, basically. And on the complete opposite spectrum of Penelope being huge, Gothel is a stick in
Yeah.
in a lot of ways.
She is very thin. Her eyebrows also have their own, like they're a character on their
Yeah,
own. Like they're very expressive.
yeah,
They're like triangles. Just
it's pretty impressive.
yeah, yeah. She's
And
great too. I love Gothel.
yeah. Well, and speaking of stress and the stress that Hobie is under seemingly constantly throughout his life, I feel like they did a good job of translating the stress of Gothel into this movie. I feel like whenever, they're having to put stuff away because Gothel's coming back, or, Gothel's coming
Mhm.
to the room, we've got to put everything away. I felt stressed.
Yeah, I'd be the same way, Hobie. I'd be freaking out. And he's the one he's a rabbit and he's got these like he's got ears that have like super hearing. He has super hearing basically.
all these animals have powers of
Yeah. So he can always hear
detection.
her coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, detection.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, because Gothel's animal sidekick also has some following capabilities, like Pimple in the first movie, which we'll get
I
into.
know. They can both like just home in on where
Again,
Barbie
very
is.
very similar setup in that the main villain has this weird animal sidekick that has the ability to follow uh Barbie basically anywhere.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
weird.
their one job.
Yeah.
Also, we got a really good big name actor who's playing the villain.
We
We
did.
have
Again.
Angelica Houston, who most people will know as Morticia from the Addams Family. But of course, I knew her first from Barbie as Rapunzel. But she's great. She really goes all out on the character. She's got a great evil laugh. Just great voice acting.
Yeah, I think she did a good job of making Gothel sound very sinister, and it's something that for Rapunzel's character, I don't know. I feel like she's here thinking that Gothel is the caretaker, but at no point during this did I feel any sort of like warmth or
No.
anything that would translate to that. I
Yeah,
feel
she's
like,
ice cold.
yeah, wouldn't you like put up a front, kind of, and be like, oh yeah, I do care for you, like I'm trying to help you out. It's like nothing, like
Yeah, kind of like
just
in the Disney version of Rapunzel, at
right
least. Like,
where you're trying to obviously make them scared enough that they don't leave, but also that you're kind enough so that they won't leave. but
yeah, not
but I
so.
guess the being mean also works. In the very early introduction, she comes home and she's asking about all the things that Barbie is supposed to have done before she could go and paint. And I don't know how she made the floor creak. I feel like she's like 40 pounds, but
Yeah, she shouldn't weigh enough to make the floor creak.
but she
Maybe
made
it's Otto.
one step. Oh, it could have been Otto. Maybe
That
Otto
extra
weighs the
extra few
most.
pounds.
Otto, her animal sidekick.
Yeah.
But she steps on the step and it creaks. It's like, wow,
Oh,
why
you
didn't you
done
fix
fucked
this?
up.
It's like, I didn't know. Like, what do you
Like,
want from me?
I can't do everything.
So that's a good introduction to who Gothel is as a character.
Yeah, and her animal sidekick is a ferret. And
I thought it was a weasel.
I thought it was a weasel too, until later in the movie somebody called him a ferret.
Yeah.
I can't remember who, but yeah. And he kind of like lays around Gothel's neck, kind of like on her shoulders. And so he's just like always with her. And his voice acting is great too.
Yeah,
Like I don't know what his accent is, but I love it.
Do we want to address the sexual moaning that he does on multiple occasions?
Yeah, I definitely made a few notes about it.
It's really odd. I think the first time that
Yeah.
it happens, I think kind of because he's kind of used as a pillow and like it's kind of like a scarf type of deal. But there
Yeah.
was one point where he's basically used as a pillow, and he lets out this really uncomfortable moan. Like he is
Yeah.
getting a certain level of pleasure from this, and I don't know who gave him that direction as an actor to be like, okay, this is what you need to do, or if he made that stuff up on his own and they left it in there. I don't know, but I want to know what they were going for because it is weird.
Yeah, I have questions.
It happens more than once. There's at
Oh, it
least like
does.
a good like 4 or 5 times
Yeah.
that he moans.
Yeah, I have a note about this one time he moans. It's when because he's trying to eat, yeah, he's trying to eat Hobie,
Yeah.
the rabbit.
Not sure how he could fit Hobie in his mouth.
Right, because Hobie's like bigger than he is.
Way bigger.
Yeah, but whatever. So he goes like, "Give him to me," and then he lets out this moan, and then he goes, "Oh, I'll leave you the lucky rabbit's feet." And
Yeah.
I was starting to be like, okay, since he let out this moan, I'm like, does he want to eat Hobie or does he want to do something else?
Do something
with
else, yeah.
Hobie.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
unclear.
Yeah. Otto, like I like Otto much more than Pimple, for sure.
Oh yeah, way better.
But the moans do make me a little uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused.
He's entertaining though.
Yeah, yeah. At the very least, he has that. Moving forward, why don't we get to when they go down into the cellar and kind of first find a couple of reasons why what Gothel has been saying is not legit.
Yes.
So they're going down there. What they were dropping something in the kitchen, and what a spoon landed on
a gargoyle,
on the stone gargoyle on the fireplace,
yeah.
and
the
the gargoyle's stone nose moved and opened up this pathway down into the cellar.
And it's because Penelope is so clumsy.
Very, yeah.
Which would also be stressful to deal with. But also like the house they live in is not built for a dragon. It doesn't really have the right accommodations for her. So I remember as a kid being like, oh my god, she's so annoying, she's so clumsy, and now I'm like, well, of course she is. She doesn't have very much space. Like she's trying to navigate. Yeah. Also after, yeah, she was carrying like a tray of cookies and tea that was supposed to go to Gothel, and she like tripped on something, and the cookies went flying, and then Hobie caught all of them in his mouth.
Yeah, Hobie just ate
and just
all of
like immediately swallowed them. Like, wow.
He's hungry.
Yeah, he is. That's kind of his thing. He's like
Yeah.
he's stressed and hungry all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then they go down into the secret passage. And then when Penelope sees it, she goes, "Well, scratch my
I
scales."
wrote that down as well. It's one that I remember.
Yeah, and wasn't it because we had a Penelope toy?
Oh, I think
Like
we
we had a
did.
doll
Yeah.
and it would say like two things. It was like scratch my scales and I wrote down the other one too. Oh, twist my tail.
Twist my tail. They're very similar.
Yeah, yeah. So that little earworm would get stuck in my head and it was just so much nostalgia hearing that.
Yeah. I mean, I forgot about that. We did.
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why it stood out.
Yeah. It's because we heard it not just from the movie.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Just over and over now that like it's embedded in my brain.
Yeah. So going down into the cellar, Barbie finds a hairbrush
Mhm.
that is written for her from her parents, whom she thought she lost. And
Yeah.
what does that mean?
Yeah, she's like, "I thought my parents abandoned me," because that's what Gothel told her.
Of course, that's what Gothel said. And then during this time, I liked Hobie's roasting of Gothel when they're talking about the parties because they also find um, all of these invitations to balls and dances and things. And Hobie's basically just going, "Who would invite that to a party?"
Like, "Damn, Hobie, go off."
Yeah, Hobie is just tearing into her about these parties and just why she would
He's
ever be invited.
he's not wrong.
Yeah, no, I get it. I appreciated the roast
Oh, same.
from Hobie.
Yeah, yeah. He
And then
also
go on. Yeah.
Hobie makes Penelope sneeze and
Yep.
makes her burn a hole in the floor. And then he scares Penelope. This is where I was just like, "Come on, Hobie, really?" He
Yeah.
scares Penelope and makes her jump, and then she smashes her foot through the floor.
Yeah.
I'm like, that wasn't Penelope's fault. That
No.
was Hobie's fault.
That's all on Hobie. And then at one point,
Yeah.
like I think it was during the fire, the bookshelf falls and
Yeah.
I'm not sure how the bookshelf fell. Like I don't think anyone hit it. Like that I
Oh.
think that was the point where she let out the fire. The fire hit, ground or whatever. And then the bookshelf just fell. Like
Oh, I didn't think about like
like
what caused it.
I rewatched that again. I was like, yeah, there was nothing hit the bookshelf. It
Hmm.
just it just
Strange.
uh it just fell. I don't know.
Ghosts?
Yeah, I don't know. Otto?
Otto?
Because Otto is seemingly around Rapunzel at all times.
Yeah, I think he was at that time he was up curled around Gothel making weird noises.
Well, that's what we think. So this hole opens up in the floor, and Rapunzel's just like, "Hey, I'm gonna go. Why not?
Yep,
Like
yep.
this is my one chance. Maybe I can go and see the outside world." And then
Yeah, I
Penelope
don't
wants
blame
to
her.
join. Penelope is way too big.
Yeah.
She tries to jam her foot in there, doesn't work. So it'll be just Barbie going through the catacombs to the town.
Yeah, it's pretty spooky down there.
It is, yeah. There's some creaking noises in there.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, so she walks through the passageway and emerges out and she goes to this little village where we get to see a bunch of NPCs milling about.
yeah,
Um, my favorite is the baker
yeah,
guy.
yeah. Bread man.
Yeah, he's great.
She just shuts
He's
him
got a
down.
fun accent. Oh yeah,
She's like,
she's
"Do you
just
want
like,
some bread?" She's like,
no.
"Nah, bro. No, I'm good."
He's
And
like,
then just walks
okay.
away. And then he shows up one more time in the movie, like with a
Yeah.
speaking scene.
Wow, I thought he was in it more.
I
He has such
know.
a
Yeah.
presence.
Yeah. He as a kid. Yeah. I don't know. I was expecting some more from him. There were a couple of characters like
Yeah.
that I was expecting more scenes from, but it was just the one. But I
Mhm.
remembered him.
Hmm. Well, he stole every scene he was in, even though it was only
2.
2. Yeah. Oh, and, Rapunzel also, I noticed she passes the same little girl who's, like, skipping, like, 3 times. So either this little girl is following her.
It could be.
Hmm.
Could be.
Or it's
Or
the
there's 3
same
identical
model.
skipping girls in this town.
I think there's more than 3 identical skipping girls.
In this town. It's like half the
Yeah.
population.
Uh-huh.
There's only so many character models they can make. I think they made this movie in
Mhm.
like 9 months.
Yeah.
So,
They did their best.
they had to cut some corners. I'm surprised they didn't use the Mouse King's model in the town.
That would have been amazing.
He's just there.
Like, "Oh, hello."
Hello, Mouse King. You blend right in.
So then she walks to an apple orchard,
Yeah,
or we are
a random couple of trees out next to the castle. There's a lot of green area. Kind of looks like the Windows XP background with all
it
the
does.
rolling hills, and then to the right of the castle, there's kind of just a couple of trees, like not even a forest, kind of just a few trees just hanging out over there.
Mhm. And then a horse arrives, another horse with mascara.
Yep, they all
Um,
have it.
eh,
I
yeah, they
think.
have to. It's a requirement. And there's 3 little girls on its back. And then they see the apples and they get real excited
Yeah,
about
food.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah. And there's a few lines in this scene that we will quote all the time.
yeah,
like, okay, one of the little girls, she kind of looks like a peacock.
yeah. Her
Um,
dress is very loud.
yeah, I think her name is Lorena, but at one point, oh yeah, she has an apple, she's about to eat it, and then she's like, I was going to share.
Yeah,
Here you go, Botticelli.
yeah,
Who is the horse?
yeah. I
So she
don't know
gives
why
the
we
apple
found.
the horse.
I
Wait.
mean, I only found this out the other day. The Botticelli is the name of an actual painter.
Oh,
Like,
it's not just the name of a horse in
no, it's
Barbie.
not just the name of the Rapunzel Barbie horse. But as a kid, Botticelli was a really funny name,
Oh
and
yeah, it's
and and the
hilarious.
and the way that she says it, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Here you go, Botticelli. Yeah, and then immediately after that line, we get another one of the girls looking out over to the trees. She's like, "Wow, there's enough for everyone, enough apples for everyone." And so she's gonna
Woo!
run over to start picking them, and then she just eats shit into like a trap, just launches down into this hole.
Yep, yep. We would always laugh at that part too because she was just like, "Whoop, she's
Yeah,
gone."
yep, into the ground.
Yep. The ground just opened up and sucked her
Yeah,
under. Luckily,
yeah,
Rapunzel's there.
she is there to save her life.
Mhm. It was weird though that she didn't use her hair to, pull the kid out
Yeah,
because she has this long braid of hair, and I guess it would have been cool if she did that, but
I guess her arm was enough of a reach to grab the kid. I don't know.
mhm, mhm. But
Yeah.
then they almost she's, like, pulling the girl up. I think the girl's name is Katrina. She's pulling Katrina out of the hole, and then she slips. Oh, but it's a good thing because then these 2 giant hands grab her waist and pull her out,
Monster
like,
hands.
they wrap, like, the entire way around her waist, and I mean, she's Barbie, so she has a tiny waist, but it just looks so weird, these 2 huge hands just grabbing her waist. And this is the love interest, of course.
Yep.
He's so handsome. He's got the slick backed like Ken hair.
Yep. Prince
Classic.
Stefan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I don't like the slick back hair. It just
Yeah.
it looks like I kind of like Prince Stefan as a character. I think, he's a nice dude, and I think, he has very good intentions with certain things throughout the movie. But I don't know. I think it was the same thing with Nutcracker when he turns into a human. the I feel like the slick back hair means there's too much like face. The face looks too big. Like he's got like a mega forehead.
He's all face.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like if the hair kind of comes down a little bit, then it kind
Yeah.
of covers up a little bit of that. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It just
At
looks a little odd for both of them.
It does. It does. Yeah, I was never really a fan of it growing up. And I think they did it because they wanted to make him look like a Ken doll, and the dolls would often have that kind of
Yeah.
weird slick back hair.
Yeah. It just looks odd.
But yeah, it's not super flattering.
Yeah. We also get the
But
answer of who put that trap there, the hole,
yep.
and it was King Wilhelm from the other kingdom who
Yeah.
they have a feud with. My question still is, why did they put it in the orchard?
Yeah, why is there a
Who
random hole?
what's that going to is he just trying to prank him now?
Yeah, like what is he trying to accomplish?
I don't know who it was after. Killing kids, maybe in the orchard. But
Yeah.
a long-standing feud between Prince Stefan's kingdom and King Wilhelm's kingdom. So Wilhelm
Mhm.
put a hole in the orchard.
Yeah, and then afterwards the kids are like, "Yay, let's go get more apples." And they're not really worried about any more holes.
Yeah. You think Wilhelm would stop at one hole?
He's like,
I
"Yeah, we're
think
good."
you're wrong. Yeah. We just put the one in. That'll get
Yeah.
everybody.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So then the bell tolls after Barbie has just met this handsome man. And she runs off because she's, oh no, I gotta get back before Gothel does, or Um, so she's running off, and then we see Otto and find
Otto
out he
who
was like
how,
tracking her the whole
I
time.
don't get it. And this happens multiple times. I don't know how, unless he is constantly around Barbie without her knowing, like all the time. I don't know how he does this.
Yeah, because most of the time it's like he's kind of like stuck to Gothel, like they're always together, unless he's tracking Rapunzel.
I don't know how he does it. But then again, I didn't know how Pimple did it, and he did it too. So,
Yeah, it's just a requirement for the villain sidekicks.
and it's a requirement for the plot to move forward.
Hmm.
Gothel
Oh
wouldn't
my god.
know.
Also, there's a great moment when Otto goes back to tell Gothel what he saw. Gothel puts on some perfume and Otto
Yeah.
chokes really
Yeah,
dramatically.
he dies on that
Yeah,
perfume.
yeah. Well, and then he comes back to life and he tells her, I saw someone interesting in the village. Like the way he says village sent me. The village.
Oh. Just always moaning,
Yep. Yep.
always speaking weird. So now Gothel
Uh,
knows.
yeah, Gothel knows, and then Hobie uses his super hearing to find out that she's coming, and Gothel comes upstairs and um, asks Rapunzel, like, "Who's this guy you met out in the village? What's his name?" And Rapunzel's like, I don't know," because she
She didn't
didn't
have
spend
time.
enough time. Yeah, she
Yeah.
didn't spend enough time with him to get his name. So it's just like, I don't know. And Gothel thinks she's lying, and then Gothel destroys all her paintings,
Brutal.
um, and like her painting supplies. And then she almost like fucking obliterates Hobie too.
Oh, yeah. There's a couple of times where she just almost straight up murders people.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah, she's hardcore. Yeah,
Mhm.
Rapunzel had to
And
step in and
then
save Hobie.
yeah, before she just like exploded him.
Yeah,
Like,
when he
yeah.
just blood on the walls in there. Like,
Yeah, because she like exploded all of her painting supplies and all of her paintings. Like, I would assume that's what she had been planning to do to Hobie. Oh, I'm glad we didn't find
ruthless.
out.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. And then she uses her dark magic to turn Rapunzel's room into a tower. So like it grows up and there's no door anymore, so Rapunzel is trapped.
she's stuck up there, or
Hmm.
is she?
Oh. You shall see.
Yeah. We get a shot back in the kingdom where we Tommy shows up again, but this is a
Yes, we
different
have
Tommy.
another
It's
Tommy.
bowl cut Tommy.
Uh-huh.
The bowl cut's always got to be there.
Yeah.
There was a line where he's talking to Prince Stefan, and he's like, "Oh, Stefan," and then he's like, "Oh, what?" He's like, "Oh, nothing. I'm just glad that you're my brother." I was like, "What was the point of
I wrote that
that?"
down too. It's like, oh my god. This
What?
kid's whole personality is that he loves his brother.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
he has another line later in the movie like that.
yeah,
He was like, nobody harms my brother or something
yeah.
like that. It's just like he
His
fucking
entire
loves his
character.
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, he almost like takes his brother out with an arrow immediately before
Oh
that,
yeah, yeah.
but he loves him.
Yeah. He's still glad that
It
he's
was
his
an
brother.
accident.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to hit your head. If it happened,
Yeah.
like, oops.
Oops.
But what are you gonna do? Back to Gothel's place. We get a shot of Gothel's courtyard, and man, is that thing bland. I don't know, like
I didn't even notice it.
well, because she does have a garden, and at one point, Penelope and Hobie are picking fruit in the garden, but kind of the front courtyard area is just nothing, and so it's just like, oh, weed the garden. I'm like,
What are you
what
weeding?
garden am I
Yeah.
weeding? There's
What
literally
garden? What
nothing.
weeds?
There's nothing here. It's like grass in this like planting spot. Like what?
Guess you could just say mow the lawn, but
Yeah. Yeah, did you mow the lawn? And then soon after that, we get the first Barbie song with vocals, I believe.
oh.
Because all of the Nutcracker songs were, the classical music from the play, and none of those have lyrics. And
Mhm.
at this point, Barbie isn't the one singing it, or another character. Like, a character isn't singing this song. It is just a song with lyrics playing in the
Yeah, that's
background.
right.
But I think that this is the first Barbie song in movie with lyrics.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
And it's the little poem that's written on the back of the hairbrush is the song.
Yeah.
I think yeah, that happens after Rapunzel has this dream where she has really long hair, like Rapunzel from the fairy tales,
Yep.
and she lets Prince Stefan climb up her hair into the
And you
tower.
yank her scalp off.
Yeah, ouch. And then the dream turns into a nightmare, and like Gothel's huge and picks up Rapunzel, and she's tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then anyway, I think it's after the nightmare. But the shooting star falls through the sky, and it's the shooting star that makes the brush magic, and it turns the hairbrush into a paintbrush.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, amazing. So
So
now
we
we
get
cut
that. Yep.
to we're in the forest now, and there's
Yes.
these two bumbling soldiers. They're great. I
Yeah.
love them.
We got the
One of
fat one and the
them,
skinny one.
yeah, the fat one sounds like he's just perpetually stuffed up, like he's
Yeah,
got a
he's just
cold.
constantly sick.
Yeah, and the other one has this high pitched, like whiny voice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're great.
They're great. I don't know why the fat one kind of reminds me of Shrek, just in
Oh,
terms of his like
know,
face. I think it was like the big nose
I can
that he
see it.
had. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what he's dealing with, but he is definitely very sick with something.
Maybe
He's just
allergies.
is there a lot going on in that forest? I feel
He's
like it's all
allergic to
dead.
trees.
Yeah.
But they get they're trying to look for they're trying to look for Rapunzel basically. The prince sent them out there to look for Rapunzel cuz he's like where'd she go? So they're out there looking, but then they encounter a dragon that breathes fire at them.
Yep. And for tags, my tag of this movie is the skinny guard. I don't
Nice.
know. I feel like I'd be him in that situation a little bit. Of
Mhm.
just, I mean, the fat one is kind of just like, oh yeah, we're going along. I don't think we're gonna find anything. And then the skinny guy's like, oh, I don't know about this. Like,
That's so you.
yeah. I liked when they get the fire breathed on them and they're like getting the fuck out of there. And it's just like, Rainy, just screaming as they're running away.
Oh yeah,
We get
iconic.
another shot of them later, but he's my tag, the skinny guard.
Nice. I could see it.
Yeah,
I think you're a little more brave than he
a
is,
little
but
bit more, but I'm also not as sick as the fat guard.
yeah, yeah. So if you had to choose one of them.
Yeah, I did because they were also some of the characters that I feel like at least I remember a lot from those movies. I was expecting
Oh
more of
yeah,
them in the
very,
movie.
very memorable. Me too. Yeah, them and the baker. I was just like, aren't they like major characters?
No, they are
They're
not.
not.
They each get like two speaking scenes.
Yeah, unfortunate. Oh, I was gonna jump to the another village scene where we see the baker again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Gothel is hanging out in the village in disguise, and she asks the baker if there's going to be a celebration because everybody's kind of getting ready for something. And I don't know why this made me laugh, but the baker just goes, "Yeah, woman." Like just
How
like,
else
"Yeah,
am I going to
lady."
describe you? I don't know who you are. Yeah, woman.
Woman. Yeah, yeah. And then it's like, "It's the prince's birthday."
Woman.
Yeah, woman. It's like, okay.
I don't know what to call you. I don't know your
Mhm.
name, so I'm just going with woman.
I guess that works.
And that's it. I believe that. No, wait. No, I guess he has three. He has three
Oh, good for
speaking scenes.
him.
Yeah, he gets one more a little bit later. I forgot about that one.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
he gets three. So he is a major
Mhm.
character.
Yeah, apparently.
We get our last scene, speaking scene with the guards, where they come back and they have to report back of what they saw, and at the end of that scene, we get a nice underwear booty shot of them.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Uh-huh,
Their
little fan service.
their their metal armor got melted off purely in that one spot of their ass, so that was nice. It's good to
Mhm.
see.
One of them had a little hearts on his boxers.
Yeah,
Very cute.
the other one just some normal stripes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember that scene too.
Oh, me too. It was burned into my memory.
Another scene I remember is the berry crushing scene. I
Yeah, I
don't.
wanted to like
Okay.
drink it.
Um. So they're picking the berries. Hobie is super hungry all the time again, so he's munching. And I don't know. I think it's the sound of the berries crushing that is just kind of gross. Just like the
Yeah.
like uh
Yeah, because Penelope crushes the berries with her foot in a
yeah.
basket.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, half of me was disgusted, and the other half wanted to drink the berry juice.
The berry juice by itself looks pretty good, but yeah, I don't know. I had a very visceral reaction to the foot stomping the juice and the
Hmm.
sound that it made.
Yeah, and it like immediately liquefied as soon as she stepped in it too.
The berries didn't put up much of a fight.
No, it must have been very ripe.
Yeah. And they bring it up to Barbie for painting materials, and she's got this new paintbrush, and she starts painting on the walls, and she can make portals to these
Whoa!
worlds with her paintbrush.
We know it's a portal because Penelope accidentally like knocks Hobie into the painting with her
Yeah, and half of
tail.
them get stuck in there.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. Oh, and Penelope has another good line of the well, twist my tail.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Barbie also has a really good line of I'd rather be a blob of paint than a prisoner. I'm like, whoa. All
Whoa.
right. You'd rather just be an inanimate blob of paint than a prisoner. All right. I think that would also
Yeah.
be very prisoner like, but you know.
Yeah, when you think about it. I guess she'd rather be a part of a painting than
Yeah, I guess
stuck in a tower.
yeah.
It's
So
pretty
she's able
dire.
to go back into town using this.
Woo.
She paints the castle town and heads back in.
And she
to try and
appears
find the prince.
immediately, like right in front of Stefan.
Yeah, there's multiple times. Penelope comes in through it later, and she also shows up right at the perfect spot that she needs to be at. I'm not sure how the painting knows,
Yeah, maybe they
but
have to be like thinking about where they want to go or who they want to find, and then they can just like automatically go there.
yeah, I don't
It's
know. The
magic.
painting, yeah, the painting knows. Yeah,
Hmm. Don't
yeah,
question it too
yeah.
much.
At one point, they go to the blacksmith because
The
they're trying to
silversmith.
find the silversmith. Sorry,
The
there's
blacksmith is that
is that
beefy
big dude.
guy.
That's right, the
Yeah.
silversmith. Um, and he has a nice save when
Oh yeah, I
when
love
he's
that
like, "Oh,
part.
hey, hi, hi, hi," because he can't say who Stefan is because Prince Stefan does not want Rapunzel to know that he is a prince.
And
And
Rapunzel also was like, "Don't tell me your
yeah, don't tell
name
me.
because then
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to tell Gothel because I can't lie."
yeah, yeah. But he had a good
Yeah.
save.
So yeah, so the silversmith is like, "Oh, you're high,
Hi,
hi,
hi, hi,
hi. How
hi,
are
hi. Oh,
you?
yeah,
Supernatural,
yeah.
good save."
And we find out that his brother is in the other kingdom and he can't talk to him, and
It's so sad.
his life is just screwed because he can't talk to his
Yeah.
brother.
It's like the most tragic part of the movie.
Just the silversmith's backstory of oh no, can't
Yeah,
talk
I
to
know.
broski.
It's so sad. It's like you and me, you in Japan and me back in the US, but luckily we can talk to each other.
Yeah,
This guy couldn't even
unfortunately
do
I can't
that.
paint portals to get me
Damn.
around. That'd be pretty nice.
If only.
So now Gothel's coming back, and Penelope's gotta get Rapunzel back, or else Gothel beat up her dad, her dragon dad, who is kind of one of Gothel's henchmen, just kind of like helper
Yeah.
almost. He's kind of just there to fly Gothel up to the to the tower window at this point. Um, so
He's a glorified elevator.
he really is. He doesn't really. I mean, I guess he also blows fire. I assume he's the one
Yeah,
that's blowing
that's
fire
cool.
in the forest. But
That's right. That's
yeah, so got to come back. And at one point, Hobie is trying to slow down Gothel, and so he talks about his ingrown toenails and
he like talks about his
his
sciatica.
sciatica.
Like, why did you think that'd be a good idea? Like, oh
Gothel
yeah.
really likes the toenails and skin disease.
Yeah, and instead Gothel's just like really annoyed at him
Yeah,
and he's like holding on to her foot as she's riding the dragon up to the tower and she just like throws him off and
yeah.
he falls like and hits a tree and I'm like how did he survive that? Like
His sciatica saved him.
maybe. Before that, the prince invites Rapunzel to a masked ball.
Yes,
So,
gives her the invitation to the ball, which she
mhm.
accepts.
Yes. And then Penelope shows up and it's like, you gotta come back. So Barbie graffitis a door with a
Oh yeah, she
paintbrush.
does.
She does say, I'll come back and clean it up later.
She did not.
But we don't see her do no, she didn't do that
Yeah.
because it comes back in the story.
Yes.
But anyway, they get back to the tower just in time.
Just in time for Gothel to roll in there. Did she know here, or is it a little bit later?
I
Did
don't
she
think
figure it
she
out
knew
now?
here.
Not here. Okay, it's soon after that then.
Not yet. Not yet. First, we have to have the fashion
That's right.
sequence.
Yes, she finds out soon after that. Yeah,
Mhm.
they hide the
Mhm.
painting behind the dresser.
Yes, that's right.
So
So
Rapunzel
now
gets away
Barbie
for
is
now.
like, she's like, what am I gonna wear to the ball? It's like, oh, but I have a magic paintbrush. I could make anything. So there's this great little fashion show where she paints all these dresses and then like steps into them and it's just like beautiful. I remember watching this and like I wanted those dresses so bad. I wanted a magic paintbrush that could make my clothes for me.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, I don't know where the magic ends, how much she can make with that.
Yeah.
Because it's not just a portal, it's also, like You can
She
make
can
items with
create
it.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's impressive.
She could have made a weapon and just
Yeah, and
fucking
just
killed Gothel.
kill Gothel.
But
I don't
she's
think
too
that.
nice.
Yeah, I don't think that crossed her mind.
No, no.
That probably also would
Um
have been a good lesson for Kelly. Yeah, so if
Oh
you got a
yeah.
problem, just kill him.
Yeah. Use your magic paintbrush to make a sword and
Yeah.
then kill her.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, she didn't do that because Gothel ends up finding out, and she traps Barbie in the tower with a spell, breaks the paintbrush, and
Cuts her hair
cuts her
too.
hair so that she can use it, so she can basically wear Rapunzel's skin, but wear her
Yeah.
hair.
At least she
Um,
didn't wear her skin.
that would have been pretty bad. That would have been pretty bad.
It could have been worse.
It's just a shuffling like Barbie skin suit.
Oh
Yeah.
God. It's horror movie territory.
She locks her in the tower with a spell of whoever has a lying heart cannot escape this tower. What comes up
Mhm.
later? Barbie never lied, but
Oh,
it takes her a little bit
also,
of time to figure
but
that out.
does this mean Barbie
She's
has
never
never
told the
lied
lie.
in her entire life? Like not even a little white lie? Never?
Maybe.
That's wild.
Did she ever say
Like
a lie in this movie?
now I want to rewatch it and see if she lies.
To anybody?
Yeah, because there was a time when Gothel was like asking her what took her so long, and
Yeah, and
she
she's going
was
through all of the
going down.
chores.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. It was when she
Or
was
oh.
going down into the secret passageway. That's what
Oh,
took her
that
so
one.
long.
Okay.
And then she goes like, "I was distracted."
Which
So
is
it's not
yeah,
lying.
it isn't technically a
So,
lie. She was distracted. It's a white
mhm.
lie,
Yeah. Well,
kind of.
she was omitting the truth, but
Yeah, but
yeah,
part of that was true, and that she was distracted. She was distracted by
yeah,
something.
yeah. I know. I'd be curious to rewatch and see see
If
if
there's
she
any
actually
lies,
lies.
yeah,
Yeah. Um, so now we go to the castle where they're having the fancy masquerade ball. And here's where I'm gonna tag myself.
okay,
So we've already seen this character, but this line made me choose her. It's like the three little girls and then Tommy are hanging out like up on the balcony watching
yep.
everyone
I
dance.
think I know this.
And
Yep, there's a
yeah,
line.
and
There's a
the
line that I
girls are
knew.
like the girls are like, "Oh, isn't it so beautiful or magical or whatever?" And they're like oohing and awing over all the dancers. And then the little peacock girl goes, I'd rather read a good book." I'm
Yep,
like, that is so
that's you.
me. Yep. So I'm the little peacock girl. Definitely
Book
me.
reading. Yep, I
Yeah.
knew that
Much
when
rather
that
be
character
reading
showed
than
up.
dancing.
Yeah, a lot more
Uh-huh.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the ball, Gothel goes disguised as Barbie, disguised as Rapunzel, and man, I feel like Stefan should have known. Like I know that they're wearing
Yeah.
these masks, and I guess he's looking at her from far away. But man, Rapunzel's facial structure and Gothel's facial structure is incredibly different.
Yeah, Gothel has a really long face, kind of like a horsey face. I mean,
Yeah,
she's still beautiful in her own way, but looks very different than
yeah,
Rapunzel. Yeah, I had that same thought. I was just like, really? He can't tell that this
yeah,
is not Rapunzel, especially when she leads him out to the hedge maze.
yeah.
Um,
Where we're getting
and
into
then
like the
they're
Shining territory.
right, yeah, more horror movie stuff. But then he's closer to her, and he can
He
actually
still
like
doesn't
see
know.
her face. No, he
He
still
doesn't know
doesn't
until
know.
the mask comes off.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know how he didn't know. But she takes off the mask. It's like, ooh, who are you? You're not Rapunzel. Wait a minute. I thought you were Rapunzel. All right, dude. And then
Yeah,
she starts
yeah.
trying to
Well, I'm
kill him.
not. Yep.
Yeah. So she starts using her magic to try and kill Prince Stefan, I assume. And later, when some of the kids get involved, she's just trying to straight up murder the kids.
Oh yeah, she
Like,
doesn't care.
yeah, she is
She is.
ruthless.
Yep. Back at the tower. Penelope tells her dad, Hugo, that Rapunzel was like trying to help you or whatever because of earlier in the book. But basically, Hugo just changes sides
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah. It was like,
And
oh,
he's
I
like,
don't want to
oh,
listen to you. Wait,
okay.
Barbie saved you. Oh, all right. Cool.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
And then he
I'm in.
suddenly like
He's
he
like a
turns
really nice
really,
father.
yeah, just out of nowhere when
When he
throughout
was
the
a
whole
piece of shit.
movie, yeah, he's been like ragging on her and being like, you're not a mighty dragon, you suck, you can't even fly because
Can't breathe
Penelope has a fear of
fire. You're
heights.
a
Yeah,
failure.
yeah,
You're a
yeah, you're a
disappointment.
failure, I hate you. Now all of a sudden he's like, you're a mighty dragon. And he's
Like,
all
where
like
was this?
motivational, like, wow, okay.
Where was this at?
Mhm,
At the earlier
mhm.
part of the movie. Because Rapunzel saved me. Now you think I'm a wait, what? That
Yep,
has nothing
that'll
to do
do
with
it.
anything.
Yeah, yeah, it was a bit of a quick switch.
Oh, I really like going back to the castle when Gothel's trying to kill Stefan slash children. Um and Otto gets his head stuck
Oh.
in in the little like vase.
Oh, yeah.
And so
Yeah.
so at first he gets his head stuck in there, and then he kind of just like runs off screen. He's just like ah, and then just like runs off screen. And then later he finally gets it off, and he looks in the reflection of the vase, and he's just got this really elongated head now. Um,
Yeah, that was great because the vase is, like, really skinny.
yeah, but his body kind of just fits right in because he's also long and
Mhm,
skinny.
mhm. Yeah, I did love that moment. And I think when it happens, he goes like, "It's not funny," or something, and
Yeah,
I was like, "It totally is funny,
it is funny.
Otto."
Otto, don't lie to me. It is funny.
He definitely has a lying heart.
Oh yeah.
So Rapunzel is able to escape from the tower because she never had a lying heart.
She never
Um,
spoke a true lie.
uh-huh. So she's able to just like bypass the spell and get out of there.
Yep.
And then
And
she
Penelope is able to
rides.
fly her away.
Yay!
She's able to become a mighty dragon.
Now that her dad's finally like a good dad,
Supportive.
supportive for once
Yeah.
in his goddamn life.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, also I feel like Rapunzel would have just fallen off Penelope's back because she was just sitting side saddle. She wasn't holding on or anything. Like I don't
Yeah.
know how she stayed on.
I hope that she was off screen, like holding on to something,
Maybe.
especially because Penelope is not used to flying this much. I feel trust in the friends.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so then at the castle, yeah, Tommy jumps in and like tries to protect his brother. And this is when he goes like, "Nobody hurts my brother." Like, "Oh
It's
my
like, all right,
god,
I'm gonna hurt
Tommy."
you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you.
Um
Fearless though,
mhm.
from Tommy.
Yeah. And oh yeah, this is when Wilhelm shows
Yep.
up,
With
right?
his
King
square
Wilhelm.
beard.
Yeah. I gotta say, neither. Oh wait, I don't want to spoil anything. We'll get there in a second.
Spoil. We're gonna get there in like 2 seconds.
Sorry.
Spoil
I'll leave,
away.
I'll leave my funny comment for for once we spoil it. Um but it's revealed, so I'm gonna spoil it right now.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. What is this podcast supposed to be? We're not going into spoilers on this.
That's true. Um so so King Wilhelm started attacking the other king because he thought the other king stole his baby, Rapunzel.
Yeah.
But
The question
actually,
is, like, where would the baby have been? Like, he's
yeah,
been like
where are you
fighting him for
hiding
all
her?
these years. Like, where did you put her?
Maybe he thought he just killed her
Maybe
and
just for
wanted
fun.
revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. But actually, Gothel stole the baby
Yeah. Because she was
because,
jealous. She
yeah.
wanted Wilhelm's love, and Wilhelm was brutally honest.
Yeah.
What? I never loved you.
Yeah, he
It's
straight up
just
said,
like,
"I never loved
yeah,
you."
it's like, whoa. Whoa,
Yeah,
Wilhelm.
yeah,
Just
she
point blank, you were in the friend zone. There was never any love.
Yep, yep. He was just like, "Yeah, we were friends." She was just delusional.
Yeah, she's just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
So
great. It was just like not even thinking about what that meant. Like he wasn't
yeah,
even
he's just
trying to
like, "Huh?"
soften the blow. He's just like, I never loved you.
I know, he said it in a really nice way
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
"I never loved you."
Kind of like confused almost.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
it
didn't
was
do that.
great.
Yeah.
So the little joke I was gonna make, was that Rapunzel and Prince Stefan didn't get their looks from their dads. Like, they don't look anything like their
No, they
dads.
don't. Yeah, they're very good looking. And Stefan's dad is not. Maybe Stefan will grow into that. I don't know. Um, but I mean Wilhelm a little bit more just in terms of his build, but yeah, facially, not so much.
Yeah, yeah. But then we
Although
see
there's the mom
I was
later.
gonna say, we see the mom later, and they look, like, exactly the same,
Yeah.
like Barbie
So
and the
just
mom.
none of the king in there.
Yeah, yeah. Is it even his kid? Is she
I
even
yeah,
his kid?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
boy.
know.
This is a sequel.
Whoa. Yeah, they didn't
Um,
we didn't see Stefan's mom. So
no, we didn't.
maybe the
We
moms are
never
just
found
the
out what
really hot
happened.
ones and the dads are middling to not.
Mhm. Oh, and at one point, Otto gets roasted, like, literally by
Yeah,
Penelope.
very satisfying.
Mhm. It's great.
Just I mean, he was already very dark, so he just got a little bit darker and more charred,
Yeah, I got
but
yeah.
very satisfying. But they
Mhm.
can't defeat Gothel normally because her powers are too strong. So Barbie, Rapunzel, decides to go to the door that she painted
That's
earlier that can lock Gothel into that tower because spoiler alert, she's been lying this whole time.
what? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, so she gets trapped by her own spell.
Yes. So she's stuck up there. One thing I found funny. So she is stuck up there, and she uses Otto to bring her all this food.
Oh,
One,
yeah.
Otto was going through the pipes. How did he get the food up there? So, like, one, that means that Otto is not a liar per se because he's able to go to the kitchen
Yeah.
and cook this stuff. And two, how did he get the food up there because they don't have Hugo anymore? So,
Whoa. Did he carry it?
like how though? Like you can't fit the food through the little pipe that he was, waddling through.
Man, I never thought about it, and I don't think the people who made the movie thought about it either.
um
They put more
where
thought into his little chef outfit.
where was it? Okay, so this is on the Barbie movies wiki, so take it
Oh,
for what it
yes.
is. But I really like this line of it's later revealed that Otto is now Gothel's new servant, but it's implied that Gothel eventually dies of starvation. I don't think that was ever
What?
implied.
When? He was cooking things for her.
Yeah. That was like in the original story, sure. Like maybe that was implied
Well, I
that
don't think Otto
Gothel
was in the original story.
well, removing Otto from this, it is eventually implied that she dies of starvation. Maybe in the original, it was implied that she dies of starvation, which is what
What?
I thought originally. Like, oh, how is she going to survive up there? But it is not implied in any way that she dies of
No.
starvation in this movie. Like, yeah, because Otto's there. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
you're
thought that
right
was
though.
funny.
I have no idea how he gets the food to her.
Maybe that's the implication that he can't fit the food in the pipe. And
Maybe he, like, rigs a little pulley system, but
is
then she
Otto
can't
that
even
smart?
no.
She can't even get her arm out.
I know, she couldn't reach it. Oh, man.
So it is implied that she died of starvation because she can't get the food.
Yeah.
Just a
I
very
mean,
hard to see implication because he's cooking all this food for seemingly no reason.
yeah. Listeners, if you have any
No, wait.
ideas.
There is
Oh,
technically a
oh,
way if he takes the food, walks all the way to the kingdom, and goes through the door.
Oh my god. That's a
If he's
lot of
if
work.
if 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 he's that dedicated, that is the way that I can see him getting the food in there,
Like,
unless
why
they
is he
scrubbed it
so
off.
dedicated to her anyway?
I don't know.
Yeah, Barbie said she was gonna clean it up, so
If she was true to her word. Yeah, I don't know.
mhm. Wow.
So
Questions.
Gothel dies of starvation, and
Apparently it
Stefan and
was implied.
Rapunzel get I don't know, get married and live happily ever after. They get their own
Mhm.
absolutely huge mansion for
Nice, yeah. They are
who
royalty,
knows.
so
Yeah. We've got Penelope, Hobie, and Hugo all in there.
mhm. Oh, and, like, everyone they say everyone was at the wedding, and they had, like so there's the parents, we got to see her mom,
Yep.
there was, the baker was
The baker,
there,
the two guards were
um,
there, I believe.
the 2 guards were there, the, like, beefy blacksmith was there,
Yeah, who
and
never got a
and
speaking line.
the silversmith and his brother were
Yeah,
there,
his
they were
brother was
reunited.
yeah, that was very
Oh,
cute. Yeah.
yeah, so
It was
happy
good
for
to see them
them.
back together.
Also, they're twins because they look identical.
They do look basically identical.
Mhm. Very happy to see them
Yeah.
reunited.
And then at the end of the movie we get the same thing as Nutcracker, where Kelly's just now like, "Oh, so this is the message. I just have to paint, in my heart and paint the thing. Okay, I'll do that." And then she starts painting.
The
Although in
magic was
this
inside
movie,
me all along.
yeah, we don't actually get to see the painting. Like in Nutcracker,
Yeah.
she dances like, okay, wow, she's actually really good at this. Like she's able to do
Yeah.
the whole dance. But here, we don't know if the painting that she did turned out to be like awful or something. Like
Yeah,
we
true.
never got to see that. But
As long as she's happy with it.
yeah, hopefully she was happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it would still be hard to, like, paint something and then look at Barbie's painting and be
Yeah.
like, "Oh."
Oh, that's what I'm up against here. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we fade to credits, and that's the end of Rapunzel.
Yeah.
And just like Nutcracker, there was a lot of stuff that I remembered in this movie. Uh, a lot of lines. I feel like we had more jokes, specifically with falling into the hole and Botticelli.
Uh-huh.
And the two guards. I don't know. There's a lot of memorable stuff in this movie from back in the day.
A lot of nostalgia.
Yeah. Do you want to go through some goofs? as
Always.
as 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 we will do. Again, this is from the Barbie movies wiki. Um, some goofs from this movie: when Rapunzel walked through the draft. Oh, the
Oh,
draft
that
of
was
the draft in the catacombs. She
uh-huh.
accidentally threw the candle right out of her hand when a mouse ran by. In real life, the fire would be gone, but in the movie, it's not.
This isn't real life, though.
Oh yes, I love how these goofs are written. When she was about to paint the wall with the magic paintbrush, you could see the image was pixelized. This is due to its
Oh.
direct-to-video budget. It's not detailed well enough.
Yeah, I believe it.
Rapunzel's hair is short after Gothel cuts it with her spell, but when Rapunzel was married at the end of the movie, her hair is still as long as before.
Well, maybe they waited until they got married.
I mean, they did say not long after
Oh.
they were
Hmm.
married. And she did have long hair. I feel like that would take her at least a
Yeah.
little while to grow that out.
Oh, yeah, that would take, I don't even know, years and years.
After Penelope puts her foot through the floor, Rapunzel looks down the hole and decides to jump. She lands on the floor, and the fallen wood from the hole is nowhere in sight. So,
Oh,
like, the broken
whoa.
wood is not
Yeah,
is
where'd
not
it
there.
go? It disintegrated at the force of Penelope's foot.
Just before Gothel cuts Rapunzel's hair, Rapunzel is turning to face her. But when Gothel cuts it in the next shot, Rapunzel has her back to Gothel.
Oh, is she just turned really fast?
Yeah, she just presented the hair to be cut, I guess.
Okay.
Next, while Gothel is laughing evilly and walking down the stairs, the background behind her doesn't move.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
um, yeah, those are some of the goofs.
Okay, what if Barbie, Rapunzel used the hair that Gothel cut off and just kind of like put it back on for the wedding
Maybe.
as kind of like extensions?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
It's
He
my
could have done
theory,
that.
my explanation.
So comparing this to Barbie and the Nutcracker, how do you feel about Barbie as Rapunzel? These the first two movies. I feel like they're very similar in a lot of ways. You know, the setup is about the same. They were made very close to each other, so they look very similar. You know, they
Yeah.
you can kind of put
I
these two
think
together.
I still like as a kid, I think I enjoyed Rapunzel more, and as an adult, I think I also enjoyed Rapunzel more.
I think so too.
Um, yeah, I just like there was it was based off of the fairy tale Rapunzel, but they really did their own spin on it, and it felt very original and fresh. Like I loved the stuff with the magic
Magic
paintbrush.
paintbrush and
Uh, the animal sidekicks were fun this time, and they were
yeah,
this time for now.
yeah, it'll get worse.
hmm Yeah, yeah. I was really drawn into this one, and yeah, I think I enjoyed it more than the Nutcracker. Probably a lot of it because of the more original story.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Watching this now, I appreciate the animal sidekicks a lot more, and that I actually enjoy having them around. And even Otto, who is really weird, is weird in kind of a good way. Like,
Yeah.
especially watching it now with the moans and the other his weird accent that I don't know what it is. Um, I don't know. I think it adds a lot to the movie. Um,
hmm
yeah, I like the vibe of the movie as well. I really like the vibe of the kingdom and the music that beats along to the kingdom is
hmm
I don't know. It's just like really upbeat and has a really nice atmosphere. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
the painting aesthetic as well looks really nice. They use paintings for backdrops for the areas, and um, I like the paintings of her portals and like the paintings on the
hmm
walls and yeah, I think it has a nicer atmosphere, better animal sidekicks. The villain is still good. I mean, it's not Tim Curry, but I think Gothel is just as good of a villain
hmm
as the Mouse King was. I think it is Nutcracker, but a little bit better,
Yeah, yeah. hmm
and that's why I was thinking of giving it a B
Me
on our rankings.
too.
Because
Yeah.
it's not the best. It's not the best Barbie movie for sure, but it is definitely a step up
Yep.
from Barbie and the Nutcracker.
Yeah, we are of the same mind.
Yeah.
Yep, I gave it a B too. B for Barbie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so what's your villain ranking?
My villain ranking. I think Gothel's really is a good villain.
Mhm.
I'm hopping between S and A.
Yeah, I did A just because Tim Curry's performance was
Is really good.
so good. But I loved Gothel too. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'd agree with A. I'd agree with A on that.
okay.
In a way, I
Nothing
find
wrong
her
with an
more
A.
sinister than Mouse
Yeah.
King was. I mean, Mouse King, it was I'm going to turn you to stone, and Gothel, it just straight up murder.
Yeah, yeah.
She's going for the kill on everybody.
Uh-huh. That's
Yeah.
true. I mean, I was just going off of voice acting here, but
Well, yeah. I
but if
mean,
we
she had a
go
good
by
voice actor as well.
character,
Yeah,
ooh, now you're making me want to bump it up to an S.
I can still agree with A.
Okay. Okay.
Also, what was her reason for like I get the reason why she kidnapped Barbie or Rapunzel. Did she just want a servant at a certain point? Like, why did she keep her
Probably.
up there?
What,
Just so
instead
that
of
she
like
wouldn't fight?
killing her?
Yeah, as a servant, I guess.
Yeah, probably as a servant. Okay, and then the animal sidekicks, we have two this time.
They're good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like Hobie is kind of whatever.
Yeah.
He's kind of there. I mean, his model is really gross, but that's fine. But I like Penelope.
Yeah.
I like her arc through the movie, and she finally gets her dad to care about her in any way. Um, yeah, I like her growth as it goes forward. Hobie
Mhm.
stays exactly the same.
Yeah, there's not
He's
really
just
much growth with him.
he's just there. But yeah, I liked Penelope. And I remember not liking her.
Me
Like
too.
remembering back to how I felt about this movie when I was younger, I felt like I really didn't like Penelope very much. But here, I like her a lot more. I don't
Yeah.
find her voice annoying or her character really annoying. Even her scaredy cat tendencies, I didn't find particularly annoying. Like with the
Yeah.
painting stuff, like I kind of feel the same way. Like, oh, you want me to just like walk through this weird magic like painting portal? Like,
Yeah, I'd be hesitant too.
yeah,
Uh-huh. And also like her voice actor is really good. Cree Summer, she has been in a lot of things from our childhood, like
yeah, yeah. She's a very familiar
Rugrats,
voice. Yeah,
like Atlantis. Like, yeah, she's great.
yeah, yeah. So at worst, Hobie is just kind of he's just there, and Penelope is actually a uh,
Mm-hmm.
likable animal sidekick.
Yeah.
So on a ranking scale, Penelope at like a B.
Yeah, I could see her be or
Now
be
Hobie, would you put it at a C or a D?
yeah, it's a toss up.
He's not an F because he doesn't actively annoy me, but I don't think he really adds too much. All right, let's go with C for Hobie. C is just there. D is
Yeah,
starting to get a little bit annoying, and F is insufferable, which
that's
we'll
a
get
good way
to.
to put it. Yeah, we'll have
And
plenty of Fs.
yeah, and then Otto, Otto is a character.
Uh-huh.
Um, hmm, for a ranking on Otto,
I mean, I was entertained by him.
yeah, B or an A, B or an A for me.
How about B?
Slap a B on him. Yeah, okay,
Okay,
I agree with that. Yeah,
nice.
The moans put him over the top. And if you're gonna see anything online about Rapunzel, it's probably that. I've seen that a couple of times with people posting of like, what is
Oh
up
yeah.
with this like sexual weasel ferret?
I know. There's a lot of good memes of him and Gothel too. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's great. I think there's the one of her like sipping the tea, which is
yeah,
iconic.
yeah. It was fun rewatching Rapunzel again.
Mhm.
I have fond memories of both of these movies, but Rapunzel definitely more so, and I'm glad that on rewatch it held up.
Yeah. Yeah, I could even say like it made me the painter I am today.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. I
Were you
mean,
Kelly
I
back then?
yeah, I think I was Kelly. I thought I was shit at painting and then I learned that all I have to do is follow my heart.
Yeah,
And
and
now
get
I'm
an
an
hour-long
amazing
pep
artist.
talk.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
That's all it
Well,
takes.
yeah. I'm glad it had that impact on you. It did not for me.
Mhm.
I'm not a good painter now.
Yeah, what happened with
Barbie
you?
did nothing for me on that front.
You're not a ballet dancer, you're not an artist,
I
like
haven't learned anything from Barbie. Her lessons haven't worked.
mm, wow. It's so sad.
Well, that about wraps up Barbie as Rapunzel. On next month's show, we're going to start to get into the Barbie movies that at least for me, I don't remember watching very much. We did
Yeah.
watch these, but significantly less. So next up on the Barbie docket is Barbie of Swan Lake, which came out 11 months after no wait, no, exactly 1 year basically.
Oh,
1 year
okay.
after Barbie as Rapunzel in 2003, Barbie of Swan Lake. I vaguely remember watching it, but this is going to be the first Barbie movie that does not have a lot of heavy nostalgia attached to it. So
Yeah. And for some reason, Swan Lake always gave me like weird vibes. So I'm gonna see if it still has
I get
that.
more weirdness.
Yeah. I don't know. Something about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I am looking forward to that. I feel like it's going to be a different feel than
Be
these first
brand
two movies
new.
where we're just talking about, oh, you know, all these things that we remembered. I feel like with Swan Lake, it's going to be, oh, what is this? Like,
What? Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I don't remember much of it, but
Hmm.
that'll be on next month's show. But for this month's show, that is going to wrap things up.
Hmm.
Once again, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, other podcast streaming services for the audio version of the podcast. The video version of the podcast is on our YouTube that you can find at The Princess and the Podcast. So, whichever one you want to watch, both of them are there for you. We have episodes come out on the first Monday of every month. So, look forward to new episodes on the first Monday.
Yeah. And if you want to follow us on social media, we're at The Princess and the Podcast on Instagram and at Barbie Podcast on Twitter. Our email is theprincessandthepodcast@gmail.com. If you want to follow me, Briana, I'm at Briana Valine on Instagram and Twitter, and that's BrianaVallene.
And I'm also on Twitter at Kevin Valine. Spelling on the last name is the same. Until next month's show with Barbie in Swan Lake. Peace.
Peace.